Hey, you, I'm so excited for you to join us for Habit Loop Bootcamp. Over this 3-day challenge, I'm going to help you take action on making your healthy habits stick. I'm so excited. Let's get into this. So, over this 3-day challenge, we'll go deeper into each step of creating a habit loop in order to take action, build momentum, and feel confident. You can also listen to each lesson on the private podcast feed that was delivered to you in your inbox. So today we're going to be talking about creating your cues. The next day you'll have a video in your inbox talking about unique healthy routines from that Atomic Habits for Women philosophy. And day 3, you'll see the reward cycle to ensure your habits stick. And like I already alluded to, there's going to be a lot of Atomic Habits for Women philosophy sprinkled in for us. Why is that? Well, this philosophy really takes into account the invisible load that we carry and that we're always trying to start and stop new habits because starting a new habit is overwhelming when we're already carrying such a big invisible load as busy working millennial moms. It's like all the tabs open on your computer. You have all these tabs open in your head, and even to open up a new one, even though you know that taking care of yourself is a tab that needs to be open, like, girl, you're like, I cannot open another tab. So we need a simple, healthy habit strategy that makes sense for our unpredictable and often overwhelming lives with a bunch of grace sprinkled in as well. So I've been a habit and fitness coach since 2016. And as I was training folks in the fitness realm, I really saw a gap with the women I was coaching. We knew what we needed to do. The women were like, okay, I am here to work out with you, personal train with you, to work out my body. I know I need to eat healthy. Yeah, I'm going to talk nicer to myself, but we just want to do it consistently, right? And it's because of all of these things we just talked about with the atomic habit system for women. So habit loops are a great way to create a quick win, some momentum and confidence in your life. If we haven't met yet, hey, it's me. Hi, I'm Emily Nichols. I am a busy working millennial, zillennial, elder millennial, right on the cusp mom of 2 boys. I'm married to my high school sweetheart. Like I said before, I've been a habit and fitness coach since 2016. I'm the host of the top ranked podcast, Habit Hack Your Health, that is close to almost 400,000 downloads. And my goal is to really help you to create a habit loop during this challenge to take action. I just don't want you to watch or listen to these lessons and be like, oh, that sounds great. Like maybe you came here from the podcast and you listen to the show, you get a lot of great habit hacks, but this is going to ensure you take action and watch habit hacking in place work for you. There's a lot of different higher level habit strategies that I teach inside 2 different ways. You can either work with me through the Healthy Habits Accelerator pod course. It's an audio course. I made it with you in mind, or one-on-one coaching. I will talk about this throughout our time together because I think one of my words of the year, it's one of my words every year, is to serve. And one of the ways I serve is through free challenges, the podcasts, and other freebies that I have, but also a higher level habit strategy, because I know I had the biggest transformation when I was paying and working with a coach. But regardless if we work together or not, I want to celebrate you being here and taking action. I'm so proud of you. Also, in your inbox and on the show notes, if you're listening to this, I do have the link for the Healthy Habits cheat sheet. This is a great way for you to visualize putting together a habit loop, and I have 60 healthy habit ideas on there for you. This is going to be really useful for day number 2 when we talk about routines and you're like, I'm not really sure what I want to do. This will help. So I'm going to sprinkle in a lot of habit quotes along the way. I have so many great authors and books that I love reading around habits. And this is like the OG. Charles Duhigg is the author of The Power of Habit. He is the first one to really talk about the habit loop. And I love this quote. It says, habits, scientists say, emerge because the brain is constantly looking for ways to save effort. You know, all those tabs we just talked about that we have open. The reason why I have dug so deep into becoming a habit coach, a behavior change specialist, in addition to teaching group fitness and being a personal trainer, is because we need this automation. I've gone through this in my own personal transformation as well. And we need automation. When I was going through my personal training certification and my behavior change specialist training, there's a term that kept coming up called neuroplasticity. And this is the brain's ability to change throughout your life. So examples maybe mean like learning a new language, practicing music, or starting a new habit. Like, girlfriend, you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to keep feeling overwhelmed on where to start. The way I teach habit loops is really unique to you. You may have read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, and you're like, this is so great, but then you haven't been able to implement it. We just need to do habits differently. We do this from a point of that atomic habit hacking system that I alluded to, where there's less decision fatigue. We're leading with automation once we get these habit loops established. Smaller action to create momentum, and discipline versus motivation, because we will not be motivated every day, but we want to get to a point where we are so disciplined, we are doing these habits on autopilot. And guess what? You're feeling your best. You like your leggings are getting a little looser and everyone's getting the best of you. So let's get into the basics. What is a habit loop? So it's a cue, routine, reward. You might already know this, right? A cue is when you start a new habit. Each time you perform that new action, you need some type of small cue or trigger to activate those network of brain cells to be like, we are doing the habit. You already have so many habit loops and cues starting throughout your day that you don't even have to think about, like brushing your teeth or going to the bathroom, right? The routine is the actual habit. The reward is what strengthens that habit over time. And we form associations and earn rewards for it. I mean, like on the other side of a habit loop of brushing your teeth, you're like, it's as simple as I have clean dental hygiene, my breath is minty fresh, and like you have that slick feeling on your teeth, right? Or not hitting the snooze button all the time makes you getting to work on time a little easier, and you feel those benefits of that new habit. We'll dig deeper into these on each day, but today we're going to start with cues. This is vital because this is what triggers the habit to happen. So here's a bonus habit tip. So be aware of cues that even trigger a bad habit, right? Maybe it's biting your nails, emotionally eating, scrolling social media after you get off a call with your boss, and then an hour later you feel like doo-doo, right? This is a bonus training that we actually added to our course on we have a bad habit loop training, because a lot of times when I work with clients one-on-one, a lot of times they're like, before we create new habit loops, I have this one habit loop I need help getting rid of. So check it out if you're interested. So let's talk about different types of cues, and I'll give you some actual examples that I've done for clients. So cues can be not just like a physical one. It can be mental. It can be a place. So let's dig into it. So there's time-based cues. So these cues are based on specific times a day. So one of those could be waking up. The cue of waking up in the morning triggers a habit like stretching, making your bed, or going for a run. Mealtime, maybe you eat lunch every day at noon. So maybe you start to feel hungry at certain times, and that can cue habits like preparing and eating meals or snacks. Location-based cues. So certain places or environments can trigger habits such as entering the kitchen. This might trigger habits like snacking, preparing meals, or starting to brewing your coffee or tea. This is a habit I love to have it stack on, is queuing or brewing our coffee in the morning. Arriving at the gym. So maybe just pulling up at the gym triggers the habit of working out or doing specific exercises. I specifically automatically stack listening to like pump up music or a podcast as well. Next, emotional state cues. Emotion or feelings can serve as cues for actual habits. So maybe you're stressed or anxious. This might trigger a habit like I just mentioned, biting your nails. I'm really bad at picking. I shouldn't say I'm bad. I often will pick the nail polish off my nails if I'm anxious about something. We reach for comfort food. For me, it's always sweets. Maybe it's salty for you. Or maybe you have healthier habits like relaxation through meditation or deep breathing exercises. I know this is one I'm working on a lot for me personally. Maybe another emotional state could be happiness or celebration. This might just cue a habit like dancing or like calling a loved one, or feelings of being more patient or present. other people as cues. So interaction with specific individuals can trigger habits. So maybe it's like seeing a coworker. Maybe this triggers a habit of like, okay, it's time to go take my coffee break, or engage in small talk, or discussing work-related matters, or gossip sometimes, or it's meeting a workout buddy, right? I had the biggest transformation in my life when I joined a running group to find other like-minded women. They held me accountable to running at 5 a.m. in the morning because we got to have coffee and like chat afterwards, right? So a workout partner, if you need more of that external motivation, this might be a really good cue for you. Inside of our program, we actually dig deep first into like mindset and what your motivational habits are. Is it more external, internal, combination of both? For example, I'm an obliger, so we have everyone take a quiz just so you're able to set up your cues according to you personally. And then another cue could be a preceding action or routine. So certain actions or habits can cue up a next habit. So this is habit stacking, right? So finishing work, this might cue habits like shutting down the computer or transitioning to family time. There's a lot of like transitions we have to think about in between our routine blocks, which are really good habit stacks, or brushing your teeth. I love to stack brushing my teeth and saying positive affirmations and praying at the same time. So let me give you a client example. I think it's really important each day to show you how these cue routine rewards don't have to be super complicated and can be customized for your crazy busy life. So this client in particular, she's 44, she's a wife, a mom of two sports loving boys, 8 and 11. They do hockey, baseball, lacrosse, football, anything else they can squeeze in, skiing, fishing, golf. Whew, she's also a first grade teacher. I love you, teachers. I work a lot with teachers because I know your time is pretty limited. She leaves the house at 6:30, gets home at 3:30. She has practices starting at 4:30, ends as late as 9. Weekends are packed, lots of travel time in the car too. So her goal is more movement. She's noticed that she has higher blood pressure. She's gained a little weight and has arthritis in her hip. Her body hurts and she wants to feel good and strong. I love that she said, I don't want to be skinny. She's like, I want to feel good and I want to feel strong. I feel like at this point of life, like that's what we want, right? We're done dieting. The obstacle is her kid's schedule. She said, I used to be so good, and that's not saying she's bad. No, we all put these labels, right? I'm good or bad. You heard me do it earlier. She used to be better at food prepping, but anytime downtime is like keeping up with the house now. And she very much values cooking at home over takeout during the week. So her goal is movement. She really values like meal prep as well for her family. I love that. See what we tend to do. A lot of times when I do these schedule audits with clients, they'll get deeper. Like, I want to do this. Like, I get it, girl. We have that all or nothing mentality, but we kind of have to take a step back and think about how can we make this smaller. So let me share 3 habit loops I made for her. So first habit loop is morning movement. She's going to move her wake up time to 5 a.m. She was getting up at 5:30, and in her schedule audit, she was going to bed at a very reasonable time where I would never take away sleep if you're going to bed late. But she's going to bed at a reasonable time. So I'm like, okay, girl, you got very limited time in the evenings in between work and all the mom Ubering that she does. So the cue is her alarm goes off. Okay. It's an actual, like she's in a location, her bedroom, it's a certain time. Some of these cues are even doubled on top of each other, right? She heads to the bathroom. Her workout clothes are already laid out the night before. It's an actual visual cue there, right? Her routine is a 15-minute strength training workout. The reward is that dopamine hit and proud and accomplished that your workout is done. So I made this customized habit loop for her because she needs to build strength to help with her muscles, which can aid in weight loss, and her joints since she's dealing with arthritis, right? You didn't hear me say like, hey, go to Orange Theory like 3 days a week. Like that's not what she needs right now. So I suggested, look for an online YouTube video of like a 15-minute strength training workout and just do this 3 times a week and see how it goes. Doesn't that sound way more sustainable? Yes. Second habit loop is an evening meal prep. The cue is clean up from dinner. We're already doing that. The routine is plan out a slow cooker meal for the next day. Have your kids help you by laying everything out for you to either put it in the slow cooker for in the morning or for after work or school. The reward is you feel great about having a plan for your next day, and your kids will take more ownership. You will see me do this a lot with my clients around food and their kids. A lot of times kids are picky eaters or they're just used to being fed and snacks being available readily to them. And that's because we are very nurturing beings. That's just what we do. However, when your kids take more ownership, they'll appreciate what you do. They will be more likely to eat what you make. And this saves time because they're helping you. Okay. And then last habit loop is to practice movement. Q, she's at her kids' practice routine is walk and listen to a book or podcast. Habit stacking this. I love this. I have a feeling that this client already does this. She can also do this while she's in the car since she has a lot of drive time. The car is such a big location cue for me. I'm always listening to a book or a podcast, or if it's a nice day, early 2000s hip hop with my windows down. The word is movement and relaxation time for you. Okay, so I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of how you can create your habit loops, but we're going to just take it one step at a time. So here's your time to take action. Think of a healthy habit you want to start implementing and do your own schedule audit, right? Write out everything you do in a day. That's what I do with my clients. We do like nitty gritty, every little bitty detail and see where we can make things work here and there in your schedule. You'll never like find time, but you can make time, right? Where does it make sense to insert this habit and what cue will you use? You might already have one for your car or you're in the kitchen. If you're unsure of the habit, we will help you with that tomorrow, okay? If you are ready for more, you can get the Healthy Habits Accelerator pod course. You can use the code LOOP, LOOP, for $20 off. It's linked in the show notes. It's in your email below for you as well. This is an audio course where I provide the highest level of habit hacking strategy in the most simplest terms for us ladies, right? So there's 10 lessons with 2 bonus lessons available on there as well. I also offer bi-monthly group coaching calls with this as well if you need some help as you're habit hacking. But pretty much this is a 21-day plan where I give you my habit hacking trifecta that is going to just elevate your healthy habits to the next level. I teach an atomic habit hacking system for women addressing very specific challenges we as busy working moms face in regards to your food freedom mindset and movement, right? So there's printable habit trackers. We have a Sunday reset checklist, all these other things, lifetime access. I'm here to help you. But if you are like, girl, a course is not for me, I get it. I get it. I would love to chat with you about some one-on-one coaching. You can go to bit.ly/coaching with Emily. It's linked below in the email and the show notes. If you want to talk about the Healthy Habits mentorship, for some one-on-one coaching. This is weekly coaching with a lot more customization like I just showed you, like I did for that client there. If you want to chat, click the link below and we can chat for 15 minutes or so about what's the right fit for you. I love chatting with you all. Like I am so approachable. I love chatting with you all and figuring out how to make this work in your life. I never want this to be like the type of thing where you buy a course and you never do it, or you sign up for one-on-one coach, or you do a discovery call and then you don't show up to the call. If you schedule it, you show up before me because I'll be waiting for you, girl. But sometimes this is just the push you need. You can kind of see the testimonials from the clients there. You know, one of my clients I just created custom habit loops for. She's like, they've been really working. She only started incorporating them last week, but they have made a huge difference. And I've done them 6 out of 7 days. And I gave her a habit tracker to track those over time as well. And I love it so much because this is not about dieting. This is about training for life and just falling in love with the process of habit hacking. So just a reminder, your action step is to think of a healthy habit you want to start implementing and do your own schedule audit. Where does this make sense to insert this habit, and what cue will you use? We'll talk more about routines tomorrow, my friends. Reply back to your email, send me a message and let me know, what is your cue going to be? I actually want you to reply and let me know. And we're going to end today with this quote: forget inspiration. Habit is more dependable. Habit will sustain you whether you are inspired or not. This is where we become disciplined, my friends, and this is where true transformation happens, where you start finally training for life, stop dieting, and just falling in love with automating taking care of yourself. All right, so email me back, let me know what cues you're going to be doing, or if you just have a question for me, I love hearing from you all, and I will see you for day 2 of your training. I'll see you then.